Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility, the show we do on the channel on Wednesdays. Usually you get a couple of them from me, and this is where we showcase some of the cool new things that are coming out in the worlds of progressive rock, hard rock, classic rock, heavy metal, jazz fusion. It's kind of what we cover here on the channel. Today we've got a very cool double disc live album from legendary U.S. prog rock band Kansas, Point of No Return, Live and Beyond. Love the artwork. Again, kind of brings to mind certain classic albums from the band, but most especially the Point of No Return album. Very cool artwork here. Let's take a look at the interior. Like I said, 2 discs. All right. There's the guys in the band. Of course, the current lineup, you've got Tom Brislin on keyboards and vocals. You got Philly Hart, founding member, on drums. You got Rich Williams, founding member, on guitars. Billy Greer, bass and vocals. Okay, Billy's been in the band since the 80s. You got Ronnie Platt, lead vocals and keyboards. David Ragsdale, violin, guitar, and vocals. Also been in the band since early 90s, I believe. And then Zach Rizvi on guitars and backing vocals. It was announced recently that Zach had left the band, so I guess they are looking for a replacement. I'm not sure if they've announced anything on that front yet, but kind of sad loss because he's meant so much to the band in the few years he's been with them. Writing, playing guitar, arranging, producing, all that stuff. So here's the very cool booklet here. All right. This is what a live album should look like. All right. So this album was recorded from all sorts of places across their tour in early part of 2020. All right. In fact, most of this, you got some stuff from 2019 as well. But you have a whole bunch of selections from right before COVID-19 hit. So the band were out on the road in January, February, March, and early April before basically everything shut down. But you have quite a few also from 2019, all sorts of places. Chattanooga, Tennessee, North Charleston Performing Arts Center, Durham, North Carolina. You got Fort Myers, Florida. What else? Knoxville, Tennessee. So if you Amarillo, Texas. So if you San Diego, California. So if you were at any of these shows, you've got a track on here. Oakland, California, Tucson, Arizona. What else? Anything else I have not mentioned so far? No New York, unfortunately. Quebec, Montreal, Quebec Theater. Savannah, Georgia. So that's basically where most of this album comes from. It's not one performance. It's they put this album together based on a bunch of performances from all throughout that lengthy tour, celebrating, of course, 40 plus years of Point of No Return. Right. So what do we get on here? So 2 discs, long track list, including the entire Point of No Return album. Disc 1, however, is a selection of cool deep cuts. All right, so right off the bat, you get Cold Gray Morning from the Freaks of Nature album. Sounds amazing. I mean, man, they haven't played that live probably since the early 90s on the tour of that album. You've got 2 Cents Worth, the good kind of hard rocker from the Mask album. Then you got, of course, the gorgeous The Wall from Left Overture. Title track to Song for America. You got the beautiful song Summer, more recent song from the band's most recent albums. Musicato from Power. All right, very cool. Drag that out. Taking in the View, also from Power. I mean, this is pretty cool, right? Pulling these deep cuts out. And then, of course, you got the gorgeous Miracles Out of Nowhere. All right. So right off the bat, disc 1, loaded with deep cuts, plus 1 newer track. Great selection. Disc 2. All right, we're going to plow into the Point of No Return album. You got title track, Paradox, The Spider, Portrait He Knew, Closet Chronicles, Lightning's Hand, Dust in the Wind, Sparks of the Tempest, Nobody's Home, and Hopelessly Human. Okay? Performed impeccably. I've seen them perform this album in its entirety live in New York City, along with the entirety of Left Overture. So it's just great to hear all these songs kind of together. And then, of course, we've got Carry On Wayward Son, People of the South Wind from the great Monolith album. You got another newer track, Refugee, fantastic song. And then closing it all out, the majestic, lovely, poignant, Lonely Wind. Great sounding live album. It's just as long as it needs to be, and it sounds impeccably. Co-produced by Philly Hart and Rich Williams, recorded and mixed by Chad Singer. Kind of a great, I mean, it's really cool to have this live album now, just as, you know, kind of hopefully we're coming out of the pandemic, so I'm hoping the guys are going back into the studio to record something new. I've heard rumblings about that because the last two Kansas studio albums have been fantastic, you know, so this is just a fantastic live album. I love this band. I think this is a great sounding album. The band is performing top-notch. Musicality, vocals, the whole thing. It just sounds amazing. The crowd is completely into it. And what a great track selection. I mean, that's the one reason why, you know, you can appreciate something like this, is because they're giving you a live album that doesn't contain all the same songs that we, you know, for many years Kansas were playing very predictable set lists live. Here you got all sorts of things, you know, mixed in, of course, with a couple tracks from the Prelude Implicit and the Absence of Presidents, which is great because I think those songs fit right into the set. But man, you know, pulling out some stuff from Power, from Freaks of Nature, how cool is that, right? Awesome stuff. So yeah, check it out. Hot Off the Presses just released, last week. So if you didn't get your pre-order in, you can get it now. Kansas. Live and Beyond. Point of No Return. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Stay tuned for more new featured albums coming up here on the channel today, running all this afternoon. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to make a donation, click the link to the Ko-Fi button below. Click the link on the Ko-Fi button below. Yes, Pete, it's early, but I know you can speak. Also, if you want to get some SOT merch, we've got the link to our merch page below. We've got all sorts of different Sea of Tranquility t-shirts and hoodies and hats and caps and mugs and stickers and all that sort of stuff. We've got Comic Book Geezers merch as well for my other channel, which if you haven't checked out, please do. Comic Book Geezers here on YouTube. And that's it. So stay tuned for another edition of What's Hot with Sea Tranquility coming up soon. I am Pete Pardo. See you then. Bye-bye.